Well, good day to all of our awesome following. We've got a very special webinar Thursday night, July the 14th. And if you're watching this after the fact, I still want you to watch this, okay? Of course, we like to start off all of our trainings with something nice and picturesque to get you dreaming again. Well, what I like to do on our Thursday night webinars, and these are my favorite, Thursday night is my favorite night of the week because that's when we get to just bring loads of value to our audience. I got this on one of my YouTube videos. Of course, we've got quite a few YouTube videos out there. And this gentleman was saying, look, I need to know, how do I create a team? How do I build a business? All right. Well, that's exactly what our Thursday night webinars are for. And yes, while obviously we've got a large THW Global following, and we will, have an emphasis as it relates to THW Global, the principles that we'll share on these Thursday night training webinars can be applied to building any marketing business. So I want to just give a little pre-training here for the webinar. And again, even if you're seeing this after the fact, I want you to go through this very short training here and make sure that you are registered for our webinar series. All right, so our objective for our following, and our following doesn't mean that you were personally enrolled by me. Our following doesn't mean that you're even on our team. You might be on someone else's team. Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. You stay put. You're on their team. We want to still help you build your business. See, when you understand THW Global as it relates to what we must have for THW Global to be successful and for you and I to be successful promoting THW Global, is we have to have ultimately not just millions, but ultimately tens of millions of international viewers. Facebook has 1.6 billion folks that have registered accounts. We've got to have a ton of people all across the globe that are viewing content for these advertisers to pay the big bucks to get their content in front of us. So, this is one of the reasons why it doesn't matter what team you're on. If you find value in our approach, you find value in our training, feel free to come to our webinars and share that information with your following. Okay. All right. So our objective is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business. All right. A long-term sustainable business. Is the THW offer a part of that? Yes, but it's a part. Because understand that those folks that are in THW now that are growing the teams of thousands and tens of thousands, and there's even a team out there that's well over six figures. That didn't happen by accident. That didn't happen by accident. Those folks that are building those types of organizations have been engaged, and they probably have other business interests as well. They have a long-term sustainable business. Now, we've been asking, is THW Global, is it crap or is it gold? And I still don't believe that anyone has the full answer to that because she hasn't launched just yet. All right. So I'm certainly not going to say she's crap, and I'm hopeful, obviously, that she's going to be gold. With that being said, THW Global is not your business. It's not your business. It should be a part of your business, but it's not your business. Your business is you and your following. That's your business. That's your long-term asset. You, all right? You're the big X factor in that. And then your following. When we did our Thursday webinar last week, we did a poll, and what the poll revealed, and this is not new, I've done this for years, is that 75% of the poll respondents said they've had little to no list, little to no email list, little to no SMS text list. All right. So we want to show you how to build a long-term sustainable business that ultimately you have multiple streams of income. And those multiple streams of income are across multiple niches, so that ultimately you have the financial and the time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. Now, there's four main reasons that people fail. And so there are four main tenets to building your business. Most marketers, particularly network marketers, don't have a funnel-based system. Now, that has been what we've talked about the last couple of weeks. We will continue to talk about that on this week. And we're going to share with you the funnel system that we're putting in place for our THW following. And because they don't have a funnel-based system, then they don't have a responsive list. You've heard it said that the money is in the list. That's only partially true. The money is in a responsive list. And so most people don't have a list. And then those that do have a list don't really know how to engage that list, to build a bond with that list so that list becomes responsive. If you follow what we teach, you'll even be able to leverage the content that we send out to our list, because we've got a very responsive list. All right. And you'll be able to leverage ultimately that content so that you start to create a responsive list. Now, most people don't have compelling offers. Now, obviously, THW Global is a compelling offer. And here's the thing, though. We have to frame it in such a way that people on the receiving end see THW Global as a potential healing or ointment or salve to the challenges and the frustrations they are experiencing in their business. In marketing, one of the things you want to do is you really want to focus in on the pain, the agony, the frustration of your target market. When you understand this, that people will do more to eliminate or at least alleviate the pain than what they will do to pursue pleasure. And people will pay more for the cure. People will pay. Now, obviously, in THW Global, you register for free, but we want people, once we get to viewing, we want people maximizing their viewing income. So yes, we can post things and we can get people registered and what have you, but we really want to make sure that people understand it as they undertake it. An educated consumer will consume more. And then obviously driving high quality, laser targeted traffic. See, what we're really talking about with our audience is teaching you how to market. See, here's the thing. If you don't know how to market, it doesn't matter what you are marketing. So you'll have, for instance, in THW Global, you will have someone that's personally enrolled 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, some even 1,000 or more. And then you'll have a bunch of folks that have zeros, that haven't referred anyone. And a lot of that is because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And so even, let's say we were viewing now. Let's say that we were all viewing and we could view up to 10 hours a week at, up to $25 an hour, so on and so forth. That could be up to $1,000 and some change a month, potentially. All right, obviously depending on what part of the world that you're in. But let's say we were all viewing. Well, there would be some that, they'd be making some money. They'd make maybe a few $100s a month, maybe even up to $1,000 a month. But then they would get frustrated because then they would hear about people making $250,000 a month, $500,000 a month, maybe even $1 million a month or more, because those folks understand how to build a business. So what we want to do with these trainings, and the fact that we're not viewing, instead of people getting sour on that, you should say, okay, great. All right, let me come and let me start to understand what building a long-term sustainable business is all about. What does that look like? What are the principles I need to apply into my business? So what we're going to talk about again tonight is we're going to talk about a sales funnel, which is an automated sales process that educates your prospect about the solutions that you have to the problems. Because once we educate our consumer, an educated consumer consumes more. As it relates to THW Global, we want folks consuming what? More content, watching more of the promotional content that the advertisers will be putting out. The more they consume of the content, the more money they're going to make. The more they make, the more money you're going to make as a referrer or as them being in your referral network. And if you don't have a referral network yet, that's obviously one of the reasons why you want to make Thursday night a part of your business schedule. All right, even if you cannot make the live webinar, we have a global following, obviously. 8 p.m. Eastern is when we will have the start time. And, that may or may not work for you in whatever part of the world that you're in. If you are a part of our webinar list, any replays we are going to send out to that list Plus, there's going to be a lot of just phenomenal training that you will also be getting through that list. Here's what I want you to do is I want to make sure that you're opted in to the list. All right, number one. Number two, get this training out to your teammates, whether you have one person personally enrolled or 1,000 people personally enrolled. We never send out any personal referral links to this list. That would be a no-no. That would be something called cross-recruiting, and that is just something you just don't do. If you want to have a stellar reputation in this industry, you just don't do that, okay? What we will do is we will send out content throughout the week, let you know of our live webinars, and then when we're sending out replays, we're going to send it out to that list. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about sales funnels. More importantly, we're going to talk about the funnel that we're designing for our following, and what a funnel means and what that's going to mean for those of you that choose to embrace our funnel. It's going to allow you to seamlessly produce multiple streams of income. It's going to allow you to seamlessly produce multiple streams of income. We'll talk about the funnel that we're putting together. We call it the funnel blueprint. We'll talk about that funnel on this evening. Now, if you're seeing this on social media, if you're seeing this after the fact, still go to thwglobalwebinar.com so you won't miss any future live webinars, and so that you will also get any replays that we send out. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. We'll see you tonight on the webinar. Oh, one last thing real quickly. All right. Thursday nights, on Tuesday nights, we do a Tuesday night webinar also, and that's more of an introductory to THW and our view of it, how to scale THW from viewing income to potentially a 6 or 7 figure enterprise. All right, and that's assuming that she's gold. I have another commitment on Tuesday nights, so I will typically have about a 15 to 20 minute optional Q&A period after we do the content on Tuesdays. On Thursday nights, I don't have those same commitments, so I'm able to have a lengthier Q&A, optional Q&A. So if you're there live, the advantage you have of being there live is you may be able to get your question in and answered. Most of those questions should be about marketing and things of that nature. But obviously, if there's some THW Global questions, if we have the answers, then we will address those as well in our optional Q&A, which is again, we can spend more time with you on Thursday night. So we look forward to seeing you on tonight's webinar. We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.